Hey guys, my name is Sarah Schneider. I know a lot of you probably don't know who I am, but I'm a holistic nutritionist and I help mamas reset, heal, and nourish their bodies so that they can achieve lasting weight loss. The reason that I'm doing this live in Manifestation Babes is because I have a really comprehensive approach to this, and one of the things that I like to do is manifesting your dream life, right? Manifesting what you want to get the results that you want. And I know that sounds a little bit weird when you pair that with getting healthy, but I've seen a lot of success in it. And I know that I've seen some posts recently of people wanting to live, a really healthy life. And wondering how you can manifest that. And so I wanted to get on here and just share with you some of my experiences, the experiences that I've had personally with manifesting a healthy life. So there are a few things that I think hold us back. I just want to talk about what holds us back first, and then literally how to do it, okay? So what holds us back is this idea that if we're really successful in a lot of areas of our lives, like super successful, that we can't be also successful in this like whole healthy life thing, right? Because it's all, you can't have it all, this idea that you can't have it all. And the thing is, you can, you absolutely can. Hi guys, you guys can wait as you hop on. If you want to comment, that's fine. But this idea that you would feel guilty because you want more for yourself, that's what I hear a lot from people, is that they almost feel like their life is so great. And I work with a lot of successful women, right? And they always talk about how like everything is so great. It's just like this one thing, and maybe that's just my thing. Maybe that's just what I'm supposed to, struggle with. Maybe that's just something that I'm supposed to deal with, an unhealthy body, not being able to physically do all the things that I want to do. So what, right? Everything else is so good. My relationship with my spouse, my kids, work is amazing. Most of the people I work with are like highly successful, but it's just this one little hook, right? And my background is I actually struggled with my weight from when I was little to when, like early 20s, and it really took me reframing that for myself, right? And learning something new, learning a different way, and realizing that I had the ability to change this. Because I think that sometimes we get to the point, like when we're manifesting something or we really want something, we want it, but we also have this weird little thing, like this little negative thought Kremlin that's kind of pushing us, going, I don't think it's possible. I don't think this is possible, not for you, right? So it's this idea that it's possible for everybody else, but it's not possible for ourselves. It's not possible that we can have it all. And that all comes down to this idea of you feeling worthy and deserving of it, right? Because it's your divine right to have whatever it is that you want in this world. But it's not something that we're told early on, right? It's not something that we grew up hearing, is that you can have it all. It's actually the exact opposite. We were always told that we can't. And that's why I wanted to get on here today, is to explain that it's absolutely possible to have it all, number one, and it's absolutely possible to create your healthy, dream life, just by visualizing. And when I talk about manifestation, I do a lot of journaling work and head and heart work in my practice, but one of the things that I work on also is this concept of visualizing whatever you're manifesting. And for me, personally, when I look back on my life and all of the changes that have happened throughout my life, it all comes back down to one thing, and that was my ability to visualize what I wanted. Speak it, like literally speak it. Yes, crazy talk, right? Like I'm literally like in my car talking to somebody, telling them how amazing my life is, right? And when I'm talking about how amazing my life is, it's that dream life, the life that I want. And what's very, very interesting about it is it works just like manifestation journaling. It comes true. Like it actually comes full circle. I'm living proof of it. So a lot of it, this is not just health-based, right? Like I'm a nutritionist and that's what I do. And we're going to get to that, I promise you. You do this too, Lindsay? I'm so glad to hear that because I don't hear a lot of people talk about this. And that's why I want to get on here to tell you that if journaling isn't working for you, there is another way. I'm so glad that you do that too because I don't feel so crazy, especially especially because when you're doing it, you're literally talking to nothing, right? You're just talking to the universe. I guess you're talking to the universe, yeah, talking to God, whomever you hold up high. I say God, everybody else says universe. So, anyways, it's all about creating this life and being able to speak it into action or speak it into fruition, right? So this is something that I actually did for myself. A lot of people who know me well know that I was divorced, remarried, and divorced and remarried. And before I got remarried, I remember having these visualizations with myself, these conversations with myself about how I would end up with the most amazing, supportive ever husband, which I did. But also, one of the things that I was really specific about is that I wanted him to have kids because I had a child and I wanted to have another child of my own, right? So it ended up becoming full circle when, I ended up marrying a man who had 2 kids. I had a daughter, and then we had one together, and it literally happened, right? And so this is what I'm talking about when we talk about visualizations. It's speaking into existence what is not currently in existence so that you can create the life that you want to live. And some of these ideas, like I was going through all of them, but there are certain ideas, certain things that hold us back from even getting to the point where we can manifest or we can create the life, right? So there's certain things that hold us back. And even if we really say we want it, there's still that vibration of negativity. There's still the silent thought gremlins that are saying that, nope, it may be possible for other people, but it's not possible for you. So if you think that like, man, I really want this, but you still have that little like in the back of your mind saying that it's not possible for you, or that, you can't have it all, or all of these things that we say to ourselves, if that's still there, it's not going to work. Like you have to silence those negative thought gremlins so that you can create this life that you want to live. And it's also about letting go or releasing this idea that life could be, different, or life could not be any different than it is now, right? Because this idea that, yes, we want it, but like it's not going to be possible for us. Like, yes, we want it, but it can't be anything different because how the hell is it going to be any different than what it is right now when this has been the way it's always been? And this is something that I really see a lot of times, especially in like the health arena. And I experienced this myself because I struggled with my weight from the time I was little until the time I was in my early 20s. And when you have always lived that kind of life, if you have always lived in poverty, if you have always lived with a weight problem, it's hard to even imagine that it could be any different than it is right now. But I'm here to tell you, like, the reason I got on today is to tell you that it is possible, and that I know it's possible because I've lived it, I've done it, and I've been there, and I've gotten to the other side, right? There were times where I was very large and I was very uncomfortable and I was very miserable, and the silent, the negative thought gremlins were constantly telling you you're not enough and all of this kind of stuff. But I visualized this other life. Like, even though I didn't think it was possible, I knew that other people had done it. So why not? Why not for me? And that's that place that you have to get to before you can even start manifesting stuff. So when people talk about how, all you have to do is manifest it, well, there's some head and heart work that has to be done before you can get to that point, or it's not going to actually happen. And it's also this idea that you have to work hard, right? If you don't work hard, it's not going to happen. You have to work hard to get what you want. And especially in the whole like health thing, the whole like getting healthy thing, like you have to deprive yourself. You have to let your stomach feel like it's eating itself. Like you have to work so hard at the gym to where you're dripping sweat and you can barely walk the next day for you to, achieve any kind of results. And that's bullshit. Like, sorry, I don't know if you can swear on this one, right? I don't know. Sorry if I swore. But it's BS. Like it you don't have to work hard and literally kill yourself to get the results that you want. You know, in my practice, it's all about head and heart work. And once you start doing that kind of stuff, it gets a lot easier, right? But a lot of it is based on manifesting the life that you want to live. So today I wanted to talk about like, how do you do this? Because I am, like, people call me like a grid worker. I don't really even know what that means. I kind of know what it means, but I'm a very logical person, right? I got on my several pages yesterday. I can't remember if I did in this one, I don't think so, but about energy types. I'm a very logical person. I take high complex things and I distill it down and I create formulas. Like, this is what I do for fun, which is kind of weird. But so this is the formula. Like, when you say like, well, I don't know how to do this stuff. Like, people always talk about, you know, I just need to manifest it, and then I can be living the life I want, and I can live the life of my dreams, and all this kind of silly stuff that you hear. And you're like, how is it even possible? Like, I don't even know how to get started. This is how, okay? So if you were like, I'm going to do this from like the health point of view, because New Year's is coming and it's like everybody's New Year's resolution is to get healthy in the new year, right? So, but you can supplement this for anything, whether you want, we'll go through it a little bit, but you can supplement this with anything. You could say this is for partnership, like you want to improve your marriage, or you want to improve your partnership, or you want to improve parenting or finances, or whatever it is, right? So you write down your goals. Like, what do you want? Like, what are those tangible goals that you want? So like for the health thing, like, I want to lose 45 pounds, or I want to fit into the jeans that I used to wear 2 years ago, or I want to heal my gut so I don't have IBS and I'm not running to the bathroom every 5 seconds, that kind of stuff, right? So you write down all of your goals. If you were to do this for finances, it's the same thing. It's a stamp, right? It's a formula. And that's what I love about formulas. You just insert all of your values into the X or the Y, right? See, I'm a sciencey nerd. So if you were to do this for finances, it's the same way. Like, my goal for my business, I want, you know, $10,000 cash every single month, or I want to sign 4 new clients every single month, or whatever those things are. But here's the deal. The goal is not the end all be all. The goal is just what gets you to the life that you want to live, the life that you want to create for yourself, right? So I know that if I say that I want to, you know, lose 45 pounds. If I had 45 pounds to lose, and I knew that I was going to lose that, that's what I wanted to lose. What kind of life would that create for you? How would your life change? What would you be able to do that you haven't been currently doing because you've been carrying the extra weight and you're feeling comfortable and your knees hurt, and you don't feel comfortable in your skin, so you can't put on the clothes that you want to wear, and you can't go to the places that you want to go, and all of that kind of stuff. So what is it that you want for yourself? How do you want to feel, right? If you lost 45 pounds and you completely changed and transformed your relationship to food, and you felt peace and freedom every single time you were able to eat something, and you never heard a negative thought from them saying like, you shouldn't be eating this, you're getting bigger, I can hear you getting bigger, you know what I mean, all this kind of stuff that you say to yourselves, you can create the life that you want to live. So what is it? What does that look like? So if it were, you know, your business, because I know a lot of you guys are in the coaching business. So for me, it's really like, okay, I want to sign, you know, 4 new clients every single month, 4 new VIP clients every single month. But what does that afford me? What kind of life would I be leading? Number one, I would be living my truth, right? I'd be living my divine purpose. I would be able to hold space and witness amazing transformation for people, right? And that's one of the things that fills me up and nourishes my soul. But also, I would be able to maybe take on an income property that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to dabble in real estate. So that opens up a huge door into a life that I want to live, right? I work from home. I'd be able to take my kids to school. You're able to afford that housekeeper that you've always wanted to do, what would it do for you? And then if you're able to afford the housekeeper, how would that free you up? Because you're not sitting around cleaning toilets. Like you're going on trips and you're doing adventures and you're doing all the things that you want to do. So that's what I'm talking about. It's not just setting these goals. It's not just saying, this is what I want. I want to lose 45 pounds. Like, that's nice, but that's not the life that you want to live. Like, that's not living. That's just being a certain weight. That's having a certain number on the scale, which if you ever like follow my work, it's not even my thing. Like, we don't even follow scales. But either way, it's not giving you the life that you want to live. So it's this idea that you have to really decide, like, what do you want to do? Like, what kind of life do you want to live? And then you visualize it. So a lot of people do manifest journaling, and I think that's fantastic. And I have a whole journaling course, right? That's part of my head and heart work stuff. But if I reverse engineer what has made me the most successful in life, it is this idea that I visualize it into existence when it is not currently existing, right? All of the parts of my life that I've always wanted for myself has always come about because, sorry, that's a little notification, has always come about because I have visualized it in my head. And when I talk about visualizing, I'm talking about, like, I'm in the car talking to myself, basically, but I'm talking to myself as if I were telling a good friend over a glass of wine how amazing things are turning out, right? That's when you start telling yourself, like, yes, you know what? It was so incredible. I got to, I made this big trip, and, like, let's say you lost 45 pounds and you wanted to climb a mountain. Like, that's something that you've always wanted to do. You've always wanted to hike, but you've never been able to do it because you've always been out of breath and your knees hurt and all that kind of stuff. But let's say that you were able to do that, right? You were able to lose the weight, and you knew that by losing the weight, you would be able to do the things that you want to do in life, like climb a mountain. So that's the thing, is you start visualizing, not visualizing, in your head, you're going to start visualizing it, but you're going to speak it, right? So you're sitting in your car, let's just say that, because it's kind of embarrassing doing it in front of people, but you're sitting in your car and you're driving to work, to a job that you don't want to drive to, right? And you're literally saying to this friend, this open space, yeah, it was incredible. So I finally booked that Colorado trip. See, I'm like a big Breckenridge junkie. So you finally booked that. I finally booked this trip to Breckenridge, and I was so excited. And we got the most amazing deal on the best little cabin, and it's right here, you know, the center of town. And I'm so excited. And I know that I'm going to be able to go in. Like, I just knew I was gonna be able to go into the mountains, and then it happened. Like, we planned this amazing day where the kids and I and my husband, or whatever. We drove up to the mountain, and it was beautiful. It was sunny. It was 70 degrees. The wind was blowing. It was so gorgeous. And we just started hiking, and it was incredible. Like, I didn't have to, you know, get into my backpack and grab my inhaler. I didn't have to, you know, worry about my knees, or like make sure that I had Advil and all these things ready for me in case I needed it. It was awesome. I just got to be able to, like, hike, and it felt incredible. It felt so freeing. I was able to connect with myself and connect with my family and just enjoy them, because I wasn't worrying about, you know, whether or not I was going to be able to get up, whether or not I would look out of breath, whether or not people were staring at me because I was so big and I was making weird sounds when I walked. And, you know what I mean? Like, that's what you're doing. You're literally telling the story. And when you do that, when you speak it, when you tell your story, the story that you want to live, I'm telling you, it happens. It's weird, but it happens. I've seen it happen so much in my own life by doing this one thing. And so if you're going to do this, like, if you're really going to create the life that you want to live, number one, write down all the goals, like the tangible goals, the little things that you want to accomplish, right? Whether it's, like I said, I'm a nutritionist, I'm a holistic nutritionist, a health coach, and all that kind of stuff. So my arena is health, right? But you can do this with finance. You could do this with partnership. You could do this with parenting. Write down the goals that you want to do. So whether those goals are, I want to lose 45 pounds, or I want to, sign 4 new clients. Tangible goals. That's one side. I literally would draw a box and put goals on one side, and then the next one I would write out my dream life. And you write out the dream life, right? Write it all out. Get it on paper. Make sure that you can see it, feel it. Write down the emotions that you experience. Write down the feelings. Write down all the connections that you would have. Write down all the people that would be in your life then, right? So maybe you're single now. Maybe you would be with some incredible partner that is so supportive and that has your back, and I don't know, all the greatness that is a good partner, right? But put the people in there, put the emotions, put the feelings, put it all in there. And then the next time you're, in the mirror in the bathroom by yourself, I'm a mom of 4 children, so I don't have time or nor do I ever have any time alone in the bathroom, because there's always somebody that has something that they need instantly when I'm alone, right? Maybe you're in your car and you commute. And this is when you start speaking it into existence. Start speaking the life that you want into existence. Also, it doesn't have to be hard. So you can actually tell yourself how easy it is, especially if you're on a health journey. There are so many people that think that it has to be hard, that they have to deprive themselves, that they have to restrict themselves, that they have to make this miserable experience so that they get the results that they want. And it doesn't have to be like that. So make sure that in your visualization, you're talking about how easy it was. It was so easy. It's so simple. It just is. Of course it happened like that, right? Because it is. That's how it works. So, if you like the manifestation journaling and you like it, you feel like it works, but it's just not resonating with you like you feel like it should, or you feel like it works for others more so than it works for you, try visualizing it. Try speaking it into existence. Try imagining it. Let a story play in your head. Let the images play in your head of what you're speaking, and see if that works better for you. I know that there are a few people that do it that really love it, and it really works much better for me than just journaling. But I do see a value in combining them. So here's the deal. When you combine it, you're writing it, you're physically writing it, you're seeing it in words, then you're imagining it like a play taking place in your head, right? And you're speaking it. So you're using every single sense that you have to make this happen, right? Every single sense to make this happen. And that's what I think is really important. It's covering all the bases. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions about it, you can PM me. I'm definitely available. And if you're a little confused about something, yep, by all means, please let me know. Like I said, I hope this helps. And again, my name is Sarah Schneider. I'm a holistic nutritionist, and I also work manifesting into my nutrition practices, which is a little bit different. But yeah, so anyways, I hope you guys have a fantastic Sunday, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye, guys.